minutes deal.
Hemis maksal, itirak, semasa kemosis. Say mama, bye, whenever it goes miss. Just keep it on the candle like when you say you can keep it check. My bar, can't have a song to okay.
Alex de Resoluio Eminentio.
Emmy's not so. It's not smash again. What's it? Say, Mom, I'm buying whenever it goes miss. Just give it one again, like when you say you can keep it check. My bar, can't ever something. Okay.
welcome back everybody. 8 o'clock on the 21st of October. It's a Tuesday. Just about made it in tonight. But I'm here. Hopefully I don't sound quite as bad. My voice was terrible yesterday, but I had felt better. So yeah, welcome back everyone. Episode 283, Scuffed Epoch Live. I'm Drift Johnson. Welcome everybody. If you're watching live or if you're watching later, don't forget the links are all in the description. So let's see who's here. Luco Thea gives us a wave. Fernicar is also in the chat. Battle Cruiser operational. Liked and subscribed. Vibing out to the tunes. Don't forget if you're watching and that, don't be afraid. We hang out after the show and sometimes before the show in the Discord. As I say, links in the description. So what am I looking at today? Well, it's going to be a little bit of fun because everyone's using these sub-agent architectures now. And we did a lot of research with them in the summer. So I sought to rebuild my stuff using Claude Code with their built-in sub-agent systems. And we ended up building a bunch of crazy stuff. So I need to test it. And I thought, what better to do than to test it live? So what's the worst that could happen? Claude rate limits me is probably the most likely thing that's going to happen. Might be able to switch it over to API mode, and then running out of money is the worst thing that will happen. But yeah, that's the idea. Is we're going to use a little bit of Claude Code now. I've already got Claude Code installed on the system, or so I think I have. It might be on my laptops, and maybe I've got to install it. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So last time we were looking at the narrative spittoon language. I'm starting to think we might have a way to improve it, even though it works fine. It's just, it might be a way to make it more optimized for Olama, because I am working on a local implementation. Anyway, we'll get back to that. The main thing is I just released new repo, Cognition-9, which is the name of the show. So this is a multi-agent orchestration system for Claude Code. It's experimental, and there's a whole bunch of different ones in there for testing out different behaviors. Okay, it's built for Claude Code's native custom agents because it's very simple. You just make a subfolder and you put the markdown in the folder. I'll get to that. But we got 13 specialized agents organized in a 5-level cybernetic hierarchy. There's going to be some swarm stuff. It's going to be fun. So stigmergic, there's your swarm stuff. Adaptive resonance and stigmergic coordination. We're doing some cool stuff. Anyway, so the hierarchy, the hierarchical architecture, viable system model, which is a proven cybernetic framework, policy, intelligence, control, coordination, operations. So you have governance and ethics up top, strategic planning, execution management, conflict prevention, and then specialized workers at the bottom. Multiple orchestration patterns. There's parallel execution, a sequential pipeline, and then hub and spoke, which is multiple perspective synthesis. Hopefully it'll give us some charts to explain it. The experimental features are adaptive resonance, which is a self-organizing specialist emergence system, and then stigmergic coordination, which should be swarm intelligence patterns, but I need to test it, as I say. Dynamic learning was the goal, but you have to kind of combine. If everything else works, it should work. But so you clone the repo, your name, and run the tests. Or yeah, so that's what we're going to do. But as far as I'm aware, I should be able to just initialize once I clone. I should be able to just say Claude, and then he'll initialize in that folder, and we should be able to start rocking and rolling. That's the idea anyway. The trouble is there's so many different agents in here. It's going to be interesting. So how about we get this guy and take a little look? So obviously... let's see. So, because, wait a minute. Do you know what it's done? Wait. Am I right or am I wrong? Something doesn't look right. Hold up. So I just cloned this and went into it. There's no... Yeah, they're missing all of the actual... I thought this would happen, so I knew I should have renamed the folder. Oh, what a nonsense that is. So basically all of the agents are actually written in a dot format, like .claude /subagent, and then the MD files are in there. So it didn't upload them, look. A swing and a miss. Well, it wasn't my idea to do that. Give me a sec. Okay, that's the original plan. Cybernetics, Cog9 subagent plans. Have I got to do it all again? God, such a shame. Everything was written. 5 stages. Oof, that hits me right in the ghoulies. There's nothing I can do about it because it's on a laptop that's now not plugged into power, so it don't, or it's on, but it's got no internet, so you can't actually communicate right now. That's kind of put things a bit of a kibosh on things. Oh, I know what to do. It's a hologram, so okay. I mean, it's annoying, but right. Subagent plans. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Okay. I'll just explain what happened to him and have him do it again. Seems like a plan to me. So, right. And then, is that system overview? That was last. That was last. So, it's going to be that. Okay. Right. Due to the fact that I'm going to have to rename the folder to like not dot, you know, just so when you upload it, it's Claude folder and you have to name it to .claude. That's really annoying. So in case you're just joining and you're wondering what the hell is he going on about, the problem is that Claude, it uses a dot folder. You know, the folder name has a dot. So obviously GitHub ignored it. So when I uploaded it earlier, it didn't actually upload the, you know, the actual subagents. But I've got all of the stuff here. He just has to now do it again. Stupid. But there you go. So that's my fault. Take the L. Due to the fact that GitHub does not allow the upload of the folders starting with period dot Claude. These folders are all missing. We must now understand at Cog9 subagent plans, and then starting with at stage 1 foundation setup, recreate the contents of the missing .claude folder. That's just funny. I'd never even thought of it. Do you know what I mean? But hey, it's a holographic stage plan, so it might be different to what I had before, but I hadn't tested it yet anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant. I guess at least you get to see, you know, how I've built the thing, because yeah, so it's worth actually noting how this was built. So he's probably going to start like jumping the screen from me, so I'll just go to the I included everything in the repo this time. So if you take a look, we'll just go up to here, Cognition-9, and we'll go into docs. And inside docs is a transcript. And that transcript is a transcript from a cybernetics presentation on YouTube. Okay? It goes through James Lovelock, Gaia hypothesis. It goes through all these different things, talking about Gregory Bateson, talking about all kinds of stuff, and how talking about ChatGPT to a certain extent. There's a lot of stuff in here, right? So what we did was we used an agent. I got a bunch of them. I'm sure you do too. To turn that into, with a deep research, Emergent Intelligence, A Journey Through Cybernetic Principles, the birth of cybernetics, right? And so we go down here and it talks about the different things that's in that video, right? This is essentially like a write-up on that video, maybe filling in some gaps, but pretty much just making sure it's actually not just written with a bunch of weird timestamps and spelt wrong, you know, like ChatGPT is now actually correct, for example. So it's kind of fixed it, but it is word for word, starting and ending in the same place. The content is the same. Okay. So we take that and we then do deep research. Sorry, I took this. That pipeline I've just done, and then I've put that as the ingredient to this deep research, which was for Claude Code subagents. I wanted to look at ways I could explore the concepts in my research and how I could apply them to different forms of subagent architecture. So we started off like super easy, and then we maybe look, see, this is the difference. Let me show you here. So pattern 1, parallel. So this is currently what a lot of them do. They have an orchestrator, and then they all do parallel. So they're all going to do their little bit, you know, and then they'll come back and he'll put it together. That's your parallel execution, right? Then we have sequential handoffs for the assembly line type, which are getting more popular in coding agents and things like this. So you'd have it do it like this, right? And then I thought, oh, what about hub and spoke? Okay, so we've got essentially, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a hybrid of the two, because you could have each one do a sequential inside each. Anyway, bottom line, it's using the Agents MD standard, which is, you know, like I said, if this is what they want to use, let's use it, right? It looks good to me. It's, like I said, it's a markdown. It's very similar to what we have. Okay, Agents YAML. Now, like I said, we're going to be generating all of these. Okay. The visible system model, the viable system model, sorry. This is the thing I wanted to look at. So, defining permissible actions. Planning agent analyzes context. System 4, decomposing tasks. System 3, supervisor agent that manages workers and enforces quality gates. System 2 is coordination, resolve conflicts, prevents duplicate work. And then System 1, specialized worker agents executing specific tasks. And like I said, we're building in a bunch of stuff which, quite frankly, is taking inspiration from the cybernetic research we put in here, yeah? So most of it would be feedback loops, self-correction and amplification. Okay, so this is what we're trying to build in. So LLMs cannot reliably self-correct alone. External tools are essential. The critic pattern uses tool-based validation, code interpreters, tests, and validators. Positive feedback is amplification. So it's going to build a skill library, pattern library, right? And that will amplify the signal. That's the idea anyway. So productive emergence requires redundancy and synergy. That's the goal. So there's a bunch of goals with all of these different things. What's this? Theory of mind prompting. You are working with peer, focus, peer. What might other miss in given their backgrounds? How can your perspective complement theirs? What gaps would exist if you didn't contribute? Result is persona plus theory of mind agent shows 18% emergence rate. This is what I mean. There's a bunch of cool stuff here. We have a general purpose reasoning agent. It's interesting. It's like I stumbled. It looks a lot like adaptive capacity, but just for what this is. It's very, very interesting. Narrative fiction writer. Damn. Okay. A complex problem-solving agent. Crazy. Feedback loops and emergence. Fundamentals without assumptions. Inversion. Solve opposite problem. Work backwards. I like it. Persona research agent. You're a user research specialist with expertise in ethnography. What's ethnography? Behavioral psychology and persona development. Interesting. But it looks like he researches personas more than is a persona researcher. I think I might have messed up my intent there. He researches personas. He's not a persona-based researcher. That's funny. Oh well. We were almost there. Coding evaluation agent, senior codeware reviewer. Yep, with quality gates. Okay. Emergent pipeline brainstorm, cybernetic architecture. This is the one, the adaptive resonance orchestrator. So it's a self-organizing agent network that dynamically adjusts specialization based on task patterns. And it's inspired by adaptive resonance theory, hence the name. It uses a pattern recognition layer with an agent pool with generalist agents that specialize on demand. This is a bit like the nation of experts, but you don't need the nation. It's all dynamically on demand instead. Resonance detector measures alignment between task and agent capability. Adaptation agent tunes agent prompts based on performance feedback. Novel features are dynamic specialization, a vigilance parameter, which controls when new specialists emerge versus using ones that exist. A plasticity stability balance, which allows it to learn new patterns while preserving the successful ones. There's a couple of things in here. And then architecture 2 is the stigmergic coordination, which is like a word I had to look up. But it basically means swarm stuff. Okay, so swarm intelligence. So instead of directly communicating with each other, they leave little signals behind, like ant pheromones. Okay, it says right here, coordinate through shared environment modification, not direct communication. So there's a shared context board. Now, people have been talking about this whole idea of a shared context, which dynamically updates. And I'm liking the idea that if you were to imagine that we had like a fridge magnet system and everybody in the house could put stuff on the fridge, right? And it would be like, oh, if you're going out, you put your put the fridge magnet on so we know that you're out. When you come back, take it off. It's kind of like that, but obviously much more context, much more complicated and like containing loads of information. But you know, that's the idea, right? So it sort of gets around the whole check-in, check-out system as well, I think. Anyway, signal strength decay. And then amplification and attenuation rules. These are to play around with. I don't know what these 3 variables will do, but it will affect everything. So, you know, they probably need parameterization. But you should get self-organization, which is part of, that's the goal with you know, when you're trying to use swarm intelligence, it should be self-organizing. Okay. No central orchestrator, you see. So it's this experiment, we lose the orchestrator and we have a hive mind of sub-agents instead, which is a little bit like the brain if you just took the core away. Okay, so that's experiment number 2. Experiment number 3 is predictive processing hierarchy. So this is a hierarchical agent that predicts lower level outputs. I mean, I don't even know how to explain that. Inspired by neuroscience. So, prediction layers. Okay. I think, is this the one that has... No, it might be a different one. Let me see what it says here. Prediction layers, error detectors, precision weighting, and update propagation. Errors flow up, corrections down. So it's a little bit like my wave-based stuff. It's a little bit like the wave-based stuff. That's interesting. Continuous learning. See, different focus. Predictions improve over time. I'm interested to see that working. And then, so yeah, cybernetic principles applied, as you can see. I was talking a little bit about this in the Discord earlier because it's like a cool experiment, I think. Anyway, architecture 4 will be the homeostatic multi-objective optimizer. Say that with a mouthful of jelly. So system maintains multiple competing objectives in dynamic equilibrium, like biological homeostasis, maintaining pH and temperature. So I guess this is like a thermodynamic style thing. It'd be interesting. So objective monitors, set point manager, trade-off resolver, intervention scheduler. But where's the thermodynamics? Don't know. Interesting. Okay, well, anyway. So that's the homeostatic orchestrator. So a different type of orchestrator. And then number 5, recursive meta-learning orchestrator. So this one's quite fun. I think it might be good at writing if we can get it to work. But it has an execution layer with agents doing stuff. Then it has a meta layer with agents optimizing their working together. Then you have a meta layer with agents improving the meta learning, and then a performance memory, a database of stuff that worked. And so it's self-improving with recursive depth control. So there we have another cool experiment. And then I think finally, and this is the big one, the hybrid cybernetic architecture, which combines all 5. Just throw them all in a box and see what happens. Kind of interesting. Like I said, if that works, I'll be surprised. But so it's going to have the self-organization, the implicit coordination, minimal intervention, multi-objective balance, continuous improving with meta-learning. Software development, huh? Content generation, huh? See, I don't know, like, it's interesting. Like I said, all of these little projects that we do are always fun. It's a shame I got to build it again, though. Okay, so what are we doing? So he says create the structure, create the orchestrator, create the researcher, create the writer. So yeah, we just have to go through it, I guess. So I guess probably... I don't want to confuse him. But anyway, hope your week going well. Like I say, it's been an interesting one. I'm working on a bunch of other things. Maybe we should show some of that stuff off while we're waiting. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. So we made a game with Lovable. And it's the Space Blast game. So I guess I'll just play this while I'm waiting for him to write the code real quick. Let's see. How's the volume sound? Is it bad? Turn it down a bit. Wow, it's like it doesn't turn down. Okay. Oh yeah, we're obviously using 3D cubes, just placeholder 3D cubes, but the idea is you can replace them with some, what do you call it? What's the name of the thing? GLB! Can replace it with a custom, he still got me, custom GLB. I suck. Oh, sheesh. Whoa, why was that louder? Oh no, I need a heart. This game's savage. It hasn't dropped a single heart. Mind you, I guess I didn't do very well. Oh no, the boss. Yo. I'll get you. Jeez. Still coding, is he? No! It didn't pause the game and I died while the reward screen was up. Oh well. So yeah, we made this. And the idea was to tie in AI with swapping out textures and giving you little narrative stuff, right? But again, I try not to go too crazy. Essentially, it's just a little cool arcade game at the moment. So we got Lovable. Oh, lovable with Shopify. Oh. Okay, so I did show you guys yesterday the Spittoon scribe. Now, this is actually finished and working now. So, why is it zoomed in so much? Probably me. It's probably a me thing. So, yeah, this is the writing software. So, you bring your own lore, and you obviously generate all of your artifacts. And at the end, you have all the pages. And you have the bucket in the NSL format or in MD as a zip. Either way, it writes books. It's pretty cool. You get a 20 questions interview at the start. You can choose. I think I just used OpenRouter for this web version. Is this published yet? No. All right. Well, we're making it local anyway, so it works with Olama, because it's all very well and good that it works and writes books well with. And like I said, let me just. What do I mean? What do I mean? What do I mean? I mean, we used the narrative Spittoon inversion, which has been around for months, and we rewrote it into a single combined prompt. And like I said, we wrote the book live on the stream while we were testing it. So that's Landlocked. We made the horror story about the haunted house and everything. So this is the result of that project. It made the bucket, which is all of the rag for the story, and it made the story, which is all the pages for the story. Now, obviously, you can go further than that if you want, but the thing is, what we were having trouble with was, obviously, local models only have a 32,000 context window, so you've got to, like, chunk it, and it doesn't really work. Like, you can get it in there, but then, I don't know. Basically, it just is squirrely at the moment, so... right. Where are we looking? We're looking at this. So yeah, we've already looked at this. We already kind of know what it is. It works with that. You go in, off you go. Writes books, just like with the narrative inversion. NSI 3.0 is basically the name. How are you looking here? He's done the thing. Okay. Well done. Well done. Proceed with at stage stage 2. Yes. Yes. So, I'd done a bunch of other experiments for fun. So this one was quite fun, but it didn't work because he doesn't know how to render the textures on the cubes. But it was quite interesting to see how far he got, I thought. So, you know, you have like a builder and you can put in the blocks, but look how scuffed it is. You see, he doesn't really know where the textures go, but it did just put, you know, if I fill that up, he's just made a cube. Do you know what I mean? But it's like the textures are completely broken. But, you know, it was able to like, oh, I want to have a blue cube, you know. It's doing it, but it's creating a texture on top and a texture behind and a texture. And I think it's like the missing textures are supposed to be rotated 90 degrees or something. Or there's some problem with how it's rendering it. But I'm not interested in that. I just wanted to know how close he could get with vibe coding, you know, a little voxel interface. All right. The actual viewing of it is probably like rough and badly coded, right? But I just wanted to see if he could actually do that. And he was able to do it. I was quite surprised. Obviously, again, it's glitchy as hell. Look, you can't even see anything from this side. But you can see if you make a thing, it works from one angle. It's glitched out. But anyway, I just thought that was quite fun. This sort of thing can be quite cheap as well when you're doing it with one of these platforms. It doesn't take long to sort of investigate. Idea. Because obviously we want, for that space game, it would have been nice to be able to build out voxels in GLB for the, you know, you want a little spaceship to come down the screen. You could just make little shapes and then save them as GLB. That was the idea. But anyway. The next one's even funnier. I don't even know if it works. Let's find out. It might be broken. Oh, I'm not falling through the ground anymore. Okay. We have a pistol. We have a shotgun. We have a chain gun. You know what I mean? Dear oh dear. But the map is so small. Right, I'm not falling through the floor anymore. Let's just say we can expand the size of the map and ensure that enemies can get to us, to our location with corridors and rooms. It's so vague. In our procedural system. In our what? It looks like a Windows screensaver. It's kind of funny though, when I fell out of the map on the last time it ran, there were these weird like cubic monster things trying to get me. Oh dear. Oh. Okay, let's get the shotgun. We might need it. I got to remember the strafe keys are reversed as well. I don't know why. I don't know. Is there something down here? Oh, no, there's nothing down here. Weird. Oh, I know. It hasn't done it yet. I'm such an idiot. I keep forgetting it's not VS Code. Got to actually let him run the plan first. You know. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. He's such a beast. So he's going to expand the level generators to go from 6 rooms to 12 to 15, increase the minimum room size, increase the maximum room size, increase the corridor width, improve the room connection logic, add navigation grid system, enhance the AI with pathfinding, update the enemy component, update the floor in the collision, fix the coordinate conversion system, update the scene setup, and then he's going to show me here's all the things I'm going to change. This is what you should expect. Yeah. It's joy. So he's made agents. Alright. So we need you to do the next one now, boss. Proceed with stage 03. Oh, I need to put the at there. At stage 03. Oh boy. Stage 03. So just stage 3. Cybernetic architecture. There's only 5 stages, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. Go ahead and do it. This is the one nice thing about having the plans. See, if I'd been like secretive and not uploaded the plans, then, you know, like, oh, I don't want to share, you know, then I would have been boned. But the whole point I released the plans is because you can do the plans yourself on your, however you do things. You can look at my plans and go, oh, that's what he did. And then you could do it your way and end up with the same thing but different, but still same, you know? Because if it works, it works. Algedonic, the algedonic system. I had to look that up as well. One of these systems has a pain threshold. Isn't that crazy? It can perceive pain somehow. Maybe it measures mistakes like pain or something. I don't know. Like it doesn't really have pleasure. It just has an absence of pain. It's kind of interesting. But again, it's cybernetic stuff is what we're messing around with to see if it has any, cool uses. And like I said, these sorts of experiments could not be this simple because, again, when you use Claude, you just literally put a .claude folder and then make an agent subfolder, and then you put your agent programming inside there in Markdown. It's exactly what we've all been doing for about a year. So they're literally letting us just come in and do what we want now. Look, you've got the YAML header with name, description, the tools he gets to use, the model it wants to use. We might have to change that though. I'm not going to put Opus on. Bloody hell. I'm gated from that. Like, they're like, no more Opus for you. So we might have to change that, because that's one of the advantages. they figured out that if you use Opus for planning and then use all the sub-agents as Sonnet, it's 90% better, like on their ratings system. But it was much more expensive because obviously Opus is, you know. But then this is why we're going to have a little bit of fun and see if we can, see if we can squeeze some juice. Right, how's my Doom coming on? Monsters! Oh! Oh! No! They're not dying! Whoa! They firing fireballs at me? I'm going to need something bigger. Whoa! I don't think they're taking damage. And it's lagging. Help. They're not dying. Do I have to like, is there like a, oh. Okay, well I got wrecked. What? Oh, is it my particles are just getting ginormous? Yeah, it is. I got a plasma gun now, I think. Are they actually dying? I don't see them taking damage. Run. Oh, shit. Okay, they do die. They do die. The graphics are really weird. Okay. So weird. Okay, they do die. Oh, am I out of ammo? Oh no, there's ammo in this game. Screwed. The shotgun's not effective. No, run past them. Elden Ring. Whoa! Just keep going. Just keep going. No! I've got no ammo. Last stand. Just got to imagine the graphics are really good, guys, okay? Just imagine the graphics are like groundbreaking, AAA textures. I've only got 34 rounds left in my shotgun. Nothing there. Okay, so the map's really big, but it's more like I'm outside the map. Doesn't you feel like I'm actually outside the map here? Like the map should be in there, and somehow I've made it outside. That's how it feels. It feels like I've somehow made it outside, and all of the rooms are actually in there. Do you know what I mean? Like it's made a bunch of rooms and corridors. I feel like that is what's happened here. Yeah, and there's no actual way in anywhere. Yeah, it's like I'm stuck. You ever played a video game where there's like a city and you go outside the city and then there's just no way back in because you were never supposed to leave? Hey, Dominic, welcome to the show. So yeah, we just messing around with a vibe-coded thing while my agents rebuild. I think that I'm somehow outside the map. Okay, so, all right. So what we'll do is we'll say, incorporate the outside, yeah? So we'll say, because we sometimes find ourselves outside the map, we can expand the map design again, but this time include the concept of doors and openings which allow the player to exit the map system and enter the map system from many points, simulating an exterior, an outdoors exterior. I can spell. There it is. Okay. Right. So are we ready for stage 4? Yep. Proceed with stage dash 5 4 novel architectures next. Yep. Okay, cool. So basically we're cooking our agents on in the background and messing around with lovable Doom for fun at the same time. Space Blast already works, do you know what I mean? So that's fun, but we already played that. I'm exploring the concept of getting the AI to make traditional games, and then we can put AI features in afterwards. So I give you a simple idea, right? In a game like Doom, the textures can be 2D on a 3D plane, right? And so we could say, oh, it takes about a minute for the player to complete the level. Well, in that time, we could generate a lot of images. We could do Banana API, and we could change the textures of the enemies so that every time you play the game, you actually get new enemies every time. So not only is the level being generated with a potentially a different texture pack, but the enemies are being created for you on the fly. And the idea is that you cache those enemies, and that's your level 1, you know. And then if you make it to level 2, obviously you'll be playing that level that's been created, and while you're creating it, it's going to be generating the next unlock content, and then it will keep it in the cache until you actually beat the level and get the reward. So it doesn't waste any tokens or anything. It has to actually be used, you know. Can I get myself killed now? Yeah, get me killed. Kill me. Are we in the map? No, see, we're outside the map. Whoa. Run. Modern day Manic Miner and Jet Set Willy. Yeah. But what I'm thinking is that you could make it so that, like, imagine a Pokemon game where it generates new Pokemon. It's not very original, but... Oh, look at that. There's some enemies down there. That guy's still following me. Nah, he gave up. He gave up. These guys haven't noticed me. I also think a flight simulator would be super cool because, we've been messing around with 3JS, and just like a primitive flight simulator would actually be kind of cool. This is too easy almost. I know it's like, oh yeah, there's problems, you know. But it's very early. Like this has like a $4 budget right now. And I appreciate, because the thing is, I was thinking Unreal Engine, and then I was thinking maybe Unreal Engine overkill. Maybe you can just do Web3.js and actually get away with a lot. And my concept for this one is the graphics can be changed, you know. That's the concept. So the graphics can be changed. I don't know exactly what that looks like because I'm just trying to experiment at the moment. Oh! Proceed with stage 5. We're nearly cooked. I like it. We're nearly cooked. How is that doing again? Not that one, that one. It's editing. Alright, I better be careful. It's probably going to glitch out. Yeah, the strafe is kind of scuffed as well. Like it's like left is right and right is left. I've noticed it does that a lot. It's very weird behaviors. Oh my god, it's just like Halo. Playing the game while the code's being changed. That's a new one. What the? Something strange is happening to the shots. He seems invincible. Ah, he's dead now. It's probably bugs. I reckon I shouldn't be playing this, right? Let's have a look. Yeah, look, it's literally editing the code. It's such a strange thing. Oh, whoa, oh, whoa. New game. Oh my god, I think I'm inside the game now. Probably the enemies aren't, though. Right, are there ways in and out now? It looks pretty sealed. It's just turned into like backrooms FPS. Oh no, what's that? It's like Wolfenstein 3D. Is that a door? Did he try? I think he tried to make a door, guys. Look at that. He tried to make a door. Ow! That hurt. Okay, maybe it's not a door. I lost health from that. What the hell was it? I should probably implement a sprint key. An infinite stamina. Yeah, I'm going to stick to this way. I mean, it is what it is, right? But all the enemies are outside right now. I mean, the hit mechanics is crap, so I'm kind of glad, but look, it tried to make another door. Should we get ourselves killed? Oh, it's alright, it didn't kill me this time. But when you think about it, like, a few tweaks, and you've got, like, a white box procedural map generator with some basic weapons. It's quite interesting. And this is just going to keep getting better. You know, like, eventually you'll get the floor and the ceiling and maybe some little details here and there. At the moment, it's like one step above Windows screensaver. See, it's trying to make doors, but the doors aren't doors because it can't, you know, you have to actually be able to hollow out a space. So what I'll do is I'll tell him the doorways do not seem to work. So instead, we will ensure breaks or gaps to allow entry and exit. Yeah. Because then it's two separate models rather than him trying to, like, you know, he can't do a you know, he can't take a chunk out of that. He can only make a plane, so just make two planes next to each other. Yes. In the wall segments to allow entry and exit by the player. We can also implement a rolling spawn system which triggers on a timer which is visible, and enemies will spawn from random directions seeking the player near his current location. This makes sure that enemies actually spawn in the same area of the map as the player. I should probably tell him to make the make the hit logic better too. It's crap, but I don't want to overload him. So how are we doing on the main event? Let's see. So modular thing. Oh, I think he's done it. He's built them all again. So now we've got the Claude folder, which I needed earlier. And we've got all of our different agents in here. Now, if I go to tutorials, orchestrated tutorial, research tutorial, I think he cheaped out on me with the tutorials. So that'll be the next thing I'll say. At agent tutorials index only lists the first 3 agents. We can complete this list by creating the missing tutorials, the missing markdown artifact tutorials. That's the one. Markdown artifact tutorials. Yeah, for each remaining agent, sub-agent experiment. Yes. Seems like a good way to go. Cognition-9, production grade multi-agent orchestration combining proven patterns, stages 1 and 2, advanced cybernetic control, stage 3, experimental architectures, stage 4, and enterprise deployment infrastructure, stage 5, which obviously I can't even test, but we'll include it. But he's only actually given me 3 tutorials. That's the first 3, that's phase 1. Or stage 1. So what's he going to do? We have stage 1 agents. So he's going to write tutorial for stage 2, stage 3, because we need that. Otherwise, it's no good. You know, you can't be, oh, just go and watch episode 283. It's only 3 hours long. Hey, Gaurav, welcome to the show. What are we doing today? We're looking at sub-agents because it's easy to play around with sub-agents in Claude Code. I suspect you can do it with Gemini CLI as well, but I'll look at that when I get there. The reason I say it's easy is you just make a folder called .claude, and then you make a folder called agents, and then inside there you put your sub-agents. So what we're doing is a bit of cybernetic research into, let's see, I think it's swarm. We're doing swarm communication between sub-agents in one. That's stigmergic. There's a bunch of stuff we're doing. It's all experiments. We had to rebuild the entire thing as well from the plans, which are included in the repo. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rename the folder to just Claude, and then you'll have to put the dot there, you know, if you want. So that's where we're at. So yeah, let's go. I'm having him now write a full set of tutorials in the repo, so you don't need to watch my 3-hour live stream. We're doing this all in native Claude Code stuff, so if you know about that, you could probably improve this and make it even better. But the main thing that we're doing is VSM, okay, which is a cybernetic hierarchy, which is like well known. Trying to adapt it to this, see what happens. And then the other one is it's like some self-learning stuff, because a lot of people are doing self-learning research, so I thought let's give it a go. I got a good prime sauce on it, so I'm going to let it cook. Good times. Meanwhile, in Doom, how's Doom coming on? Do we have a plan? I think we have a plan. Oh yeah, I forgot. And also 3JS Doom from ChatGPT 5. It's not bad, but it's still basic and there's bugs. So, just as you would expect. But it passes the time while I'm waiting for the other thing. I wonder if can I get myself killed by colliding? No? No. Oh wait, yeah, I did lose a bit of health. Yeah, the doors didn't work. It tried to make doors, but it forgot to make gaps in the walls. And all the enemies are outside right now. Also, I made the level like super big because it kept spawning me outside. So that was another thing it kept doing. Do you know what? It's getting to be close to Halloween, don't you know? Don't you know? Halloween, Halloween. Coffee time, guys. I reckon we should redo coffee time with local models soon. Spooky coffee time. It's weird with no music, isn't it? These are the new videos of Thora, but there's a new version too. It's true, it's true. How very astute. So I'll just take a minute to let everybody get their coffee or whatever drinks they're getting sorted. And then we can have a look at these Claude code things. Hopefully they don't cat me out immediately, because that would be annoying. But yeah, all of the stuff that we were doing is done. Do you know what I mean? All of the stuff that we were doing is done and released, for the most part. There's a few things that are still in development, but it's mostly done. We're going to be moving into a new sort of image training cycle. I haven't decided which model to go with yet. But you got a lot of options at the moment with image to video. Yo, Afix, how's it going? Is it me, or do you have some cool left-right panning going on? Yeah, it's me. Yeah. So what I do is it's different. I sit in a slightly different position. So yeah, it is. I'm over here now. It's the coffee time audio. It's like a slightly different angle, basically. Yeah. But so yeah, you caught me. It's probably also more obvious because we don't have the music playing at the moment. The radio station, all the websites are down. Don't panic, guys. It's all fine. We're making new websites. I might put some like placeholder pages up tonight. It's probably a good idea. We'll probably mess around with that after the show. Oh, you thought it was rotating with the video? Well, it could be. Maybe it's not going around there. Maybe I do this on purpose, Gorav. Hey, Gorav. Glad to have you. But no, it's done for, yeah. It's a thing. It's a thing that you do. It's all good. There is a little switch on the back for that, but... right. I think we've gone over time. Let's get back on the case. So, essentially, do you know what? Someone actually showed me something really funny. I think it was like this guy had been using his mic for years and he found out that it was backwards. It's quite easy to do these days. I think there's 3 different settings on the back of this mic, and they are just symbols. So, you know, if you don't know what they are, you'll pick condenser and it's not, or something. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to use Claude Opus, really. I'll be honest, it's too expensive. I'd rather use Sonnet and Haiku or something. I think that would also be quite interesting to do the research on. But anyway, we'll get to that. This is writing tutorials for us. So how are we doing on the Doom side of things? Are there any enemies anywhere? No enemies. Okay, so let's have a look. Replace the doors with brakes. I'm not seeing any brakes. Oh, I'm seeing him try. Wait, is that a brake? I think he did it. It's primitive, but I think he... Oh, yes, and there's an enemy I have to kill. All right, so we can go in and face the... Wait a minute, this is the original spawning room. Huh. Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Well, that was cool. Oh my god, hypercardioid. I should do that just for fun. We should turn the I don't know if my mic supports it, but we'll do hypercardioid mode. Like some kind of bonus round. Yeah, there's no doors. So he managed to make 1 door. Alright, I'm going to change it and say all walls should have brakes to allow ingress. Also, contract the map scale, but keep the wall height fixed the same. Okay. Good times. To be honest, I could do a lot more with the mic. Do you know what I mean? I could be running filters and a compressor and all this, but people endlessly listen to it in different ways, so I can't really. It's difficult to actually control. It's hard. Audio is hard. So complete tutorial library for all 11 agents. That's what I like. So we'll have to update the repo to include those. So let's see now. Where does that start? So close all of this. Close it all. So we have all the different ones now. Okay. Can I just say Claude? Claude's not installed. Okay, we got to install Claude. Claude! That's alright, it means we can show you. Not augment Claude, just normal Claude. Apparently they're making Claude code on the web now. Afix says, are you familiar with Carmack's fast inverse square root? One of the coolest code hacks of all time, with hilarious comments for finding surface normals for lighting. No, I'm not. I would hope that the AI was smart enough to pick it, though. Or probably a derivative of it, let's be honest. But that's a really good point. These are the sorts of things which you could introduce. Oi, stop showing me web, Claude. I want normal, the real one. There it is. Give me that. Give me that. Right, here we go. npm install -g at anthropic-ai/claude-code. That's what we're running. And hello, everyone. So, we continue. The Carmageddon source code had a hilarious function names like teleport behind the player in a sneaky way so they don't notice cheating. Yeah. Excellent. It's like, how the hell did I just get rammed? He wasn't even there. It's like it just spawned at 300 miles an hour right behind you. That does sound like Carmageddon. See, I like Carmageddon too because it had the crash physics. It smashed up the car real bad and pieces fell off and stuff. And it took years for other games to even get near that. So I should. Oh, I know why. I've got to restart, haven't I? Bang, bang, bang. Don't stop cooking, lovable. Okay, I need to get a new Claude code. We're not running Vibe Voice right now. We can use that for Cog9. There we go. There it is. All the tasks have been completed. Go into the tutorial. Oh my god. Full size. Right. Can I say Claude now? Oh. Do I have to say code instead? Am I doing this wrong? Am I being... Right, wait. VS Code. Hold up. Claude Code for VS Code. No. No. We installed it for sure. So now I can't get. You've got to actually have Claude Code installing. I kind of skipped over that part because I thought I had it already. Oi! I should already have it. It's so funny. It's so silly. It's like the first thing is all of the agent code is dead. The second thing is don't actually have... On my laptop I have Claude Code. Clearly on this one I don't. Let me just check I'm not going mad. Claude is not code. Huh? What's this? What? Oh, it's Cursor. Oh, okay, so I just opened Cursor. Your free trial is over. Yeah. Okay, so not code. Yeah, sure it's Claude. So I've installed it, but it's not actually installed. And they have moved the site. They are optimizing. He's like, oh, look at all the marketing stuff. That's cool. Nothing about the actual install. No link to docs. Maybe there's a special way I can get there. Like, I'm not trying to buy a toaster. I just need to know how to install it, you know? So it's like all of this stuff about like, oh yeah, cool animations. It's cool. I love the investors and all this. But how does install? Because they've given me that. That's all they've given me. I'm pretty sure I need more than that right now because that didn't do it. Here, we'll do it again. What? NPM fund. See, I think I've already got it. I don't understand why it's not running now. This is like one of those courses. Right, this is stupid. Claude, code, docs. You have docs. Where are they? There. There, this is more like it. Sorry about the retina blast there, guys. So anyway, yeah, see, you do the thing. You go in the project, you type Claude. That should be all it is. So something went wrong with the install. Harumph. Okay, I got an idea. I think I got to shut all my VS codes, which probably makes sense. So yeah, we'll close that. No more Bunraku. Close this. Open it again. Oh, close the command lines. Okay, and type Claude. Any second. Nope, still nothing. Well, that's fun. WSL may be using Windows, NVM conflicts, install. Do you know what? I got a better idea. How about I just say, like this, we are supposed to install Claude code with the following command. I don't know why I'm looking it up, to be honest. Nice, command's gone. There we go. Which reports the following response. There we go. However, when we type Claude, it'd be so funny, all I'm supposed to do is type Claude code, but I just went and checked, you know. I thought, oh, I must be doing something wrong. I did refresh the ENV, but I appreciate. When we type Claude, it's acting like I need to register it with the system environment variable, but I don't think I do. And if I do, then it didn't do that. So we can investigate and plan a step-by-step solution. Off you go. We'll come back to him in a minute. I'll keep looking, but I've not had that before. Normally you install it and it works. Like I said, if it's some kind of WSL thing, that's like a rabbit hole you don't want to mess around with. So let's just let him see what he thinks. What? Why is it using the comfy UI? Look at this. Why is it using the comfy UI? What? It's installed itself in a comfy UI instance, guys. I didn't ask for that. That's insane. What are you doing in there? You want to know what the problem is? It's somehow installed it into Comfy UI's portable Python, guys. Don't ask. I have no idea. I didn't ask for that. Look, you can see he's decided, oh, I know, I'll install myself to Comfy UI's embedded Python. That makes sense. Hey, Zeus, welcome. Hello, welcome to the show. Probably it was first in the path. Yeah, that's what I mean. So you can never really tell what it's going to do. Yeah, my ENV is comfy. Yeah, I know. Poor old comfy, eh? All the stuff I make it do. Comfy never deserved this. Look, see. Add the current location to your path permanently. Requires admin rights and system restart. Run Claude with this path every time. He's such a cheeky monkey, isn't he? I'm tempted just to let him do it because it will work. Well, it should work. So it says, look, NPM is already in your path. This is so weird. It says, I recommend changing your NPM global prefix to use the standard location that's already in your path and then reinstall. Change it to GenUI update. Yeah, you should, it should be that. Yeah. Why are you asking me then? See what I mean? Why is he asking me? Hang on. It says this is recommended. He says, this is what I recommend. Change the path. But do you want me to not do that? Just do the thing. Genie. I give full access to Skynet. I swear it perfectly safe, says Zeus. Yeah, indeed. I just want Claude to run. Yes, correct. Now, install again. See, this is why I just let him do it. Why should I go and do a bunch of searching and stuff? He can do that. It's nearly 2026, you know? You just got to let it do its thing. You know, people can argue about this and that, but I find the tool to be useful and saves me a lot of time, which is welcome. What's he doing? He's thinking about stuff. So apparently it's working now. Okay. Changed it, reinstalled it. Now you can run it. I don't know if I believe you. It says it'll work in any session. Oh! Okay, we got it. I love that intro though. Look at this. Claude at night. So we're going to go with dark mode, but the color blind, because I don't know who's watching. And I'm going to do it with my subscription, although you can use an API key if you want. I think there's probably a way to change that. Oh yeah, it's just an authorize. It's just an authorize. So you can press enter. Claude can make mistakes. I'm going to say just use recommended settings. Do you want to work in this folder? Yep. All right. /agents. Oh, yes. Look at that. They're already ready to go. That's what I was hoping for. That's what I should have seen. So if you already had Claude on your system, you can download my repo, activate Claude in that folder, and you've got all the agents. That's what it was supposed to do. We just had a few little hurdles with Claude for some reason not being installed somehow. And then also all of the agents not being there, but it's holographic. So we just reprojected them into MD. I do think I want to change all of this. I don't want to be doing Opus calls. I'm actually barred. I'm actually barred. So, and you know what? I can't be bothered to change all of them myself either. So, here we go. Inside at agents, we have many agents. We have many defined. Yeah, we have many defined agents who use Opus or Claude Opus as the model. We wish to use Sonnet yeah, in all cases for now. We can update the parameter to ensure no Opus models, no agent is using Opus by default. I want to know about Sonnet Haiku. That's what I want to know about. Right. In addition, Sonnet agents using Sonnet should now use Haiku. Okay. Instead of Opus, Sonnet, for the yes, we will do Sonnet haiku. Okay. Assess the changes and report them. Before making any. Yes. Report them for approval. Off you go. So, Profi Prompter, what are we up to? We're doing loads of stuff. So what we're doing is we're making agents with cybernetic cognitive logic to see if we can exploit some juice from the sub-agent frameworks. So instead of just doing it sequentially or just doing it in parallel, which is what the first couple of examples in this do, there's a whole set of agents pre-written that you can just load into Claude Code and check out. There are free keys as well, so you're not completely... I'm sure there's ways you can just try this out. But the point is that there's a whole bunch of different approaches, and there's like some Hive stuff in there. So we're trying to... And I've open sourced the whole thing, so you don't have to wait for me to muck about. It's already up on the site. So if you want to go over to Cognition-9, don't forget to like the stream. If you go over to Cognition-9, probably worth subscribing. Multi-agent orchestration system for Claude Code. 13 specialized agents. 5-level cybernetic hierarchy. There's a whole bunch of different stuff. There's like 5 experiments, and then there's a combined architecture at the end that aims to blend it all into a unified system. But it's a bunch of stuff. So adaptive resonance, stigmergic coordination, dynamic learning. Those are the goals. So those are the goals. But it's done in Claude Code, like I said. So if you, at the moment, you don't have that code. Do you know what? We should probably fix that. Let's fix that now. So how about I get the project, and let's just take a copy, Cog9. So the issue is that folder, because it starts with a dot, GitHub was like, nope, I don't know what that is. So if I just take the dot off and upload it, there's all your sub-agents, okay? But you'll have to put the dot there. What's Critic? Is it kind of like Scamper? Yeah, sort of. Yeah. By the way, I made it so that you can use Scamper with the brain. I put in a full... you can use holographic... I don't even know where is it open. It's probably not open at the moment. But you can... If you get the 0 vector 6 holo, you can load the Scamper agent into it now if you want. I don't know if you saw that. Maybe you weren't here when we did it. Here, let me see if I can just change it. ZV6-holo. Dot origin AI. I feel like I got it wrong. Have I put that in wrong? ZV6 holo origin AI. Can't remember. Oh, it's brutal. 0 vector 5 holo. That's confusing. I'm pretty sure it's 6. I'm sure it's 6. Lovable still has it somewhere. Boom, 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 boom. There it is. 23 days ago. It's still up to date. Oh, wait, no. Apparently it needs an update. Okay, well. Update. He's done it now. It's all right. like I say, it's cool. Like I say, yeah. Once you've configured your API keys and stuff, you'll be able to use that. Yeah, it's ZV5-hollow. Oh, for some reason I used the wrong number. Whoops. Anyway, yeah, so if you wanted to go to the LLM prompt section, we haven't actually said, don't get sidetracked, Johnson. Yeah, the only thing, I guess the shortcuts, you go to the pins. We could go LLM based prompts, and we could go GPT-4 agents, and we go to the scamper, which is quite a lot of fun actually. Where the hell? There it is. Copy the scamper, go back to the brain. Oh, typical, it wants an actual file. Hang on, I gotta download it. Gotta actually download it. Alright, download it. So we got scamper, go back, open it up. Scamper is, that's now the system prompt. Now, what are we attached to? We've got models. We're on Claude 4.5 for all the lobes. And so I could say, use Scamper to evaluate the positioning of products at or near eye level in a shopping center. Use Scamper. We'll put the web search on for fun and see what happens. I'll come back to that in a second. Now, I've got all my stuff. Now, what's he want to do? What's he want to do now? He's got a plan. So, Opus to Sonnet, 10 agents. Sonnet to Haiku, 1 agent. Okay, we'll make that change. I'm just adjusting the agents because I don't want them to use Opus. It will get too expensive. You know, it's a nice idea to have them running with Opus, you know what I mean? But if I'm being honest, it's going to get expensive, right? I mean, you'll be able to do it, and it'll work really well too. But I think I can probably get similar performance, maybe not a 90% improvement, but maybe like a 60% improvement. I don't know. I got some tricks. We'll see. Because I'm in the middle of working on the next zero vector architecture. And I got a feeling that we can basically take what we learned from the mixture of lobes, but then cut it down to a slice. So I've been imagining it like a toroid. And then we're just going to take a circle slice from the donut. So you don't need the whole thing, and it should be faster. There's a bunch of little things like, it was interesting. He kind of came up with it in here. If you maybe you don't need an orchestrator. Maybe you can just run a sub-agent swarm, you know? So that's one of the experiments. But anyway, it'll be interesting. So let's see. How's the brain doing? So what's he say? Scamper, substitute. Replace static signage with digital displays at eye level to showcase dynamic product information, pricing, and promotions. Wow. Digital displays. That's interesting. It's like a cyberpunk Walmart where you have LCD displays with like flashing food and different deals all the time. You know what I mean? Rather than representing, like putting products there, put screens up everywhere. That's kind of wild. It'd be like walking into a TV shop, but it's just food. It's just from food. Substitute standard shelving with adjustable customer height systems. What? So the shelving moves up and down according to the height of people that come in the store at that time of day. That's even more cyberpunk. Oh, the shop has detected lots of short people in the store. All of the shelves go, nah. That's kind of hilarious. Traditional product labels, replace them with QR codes because everyone just scans QR codes to look at video reviews now. Interesting. Swap conventional lighting with smart LED systems that actually spotlight premium products. This is great. Okay, so let's have a look at the combine section. That was just the S from Scamper. So let's look at the combine. Create solution-based displays. Complete home office setup combining... Oh, it's just a demo of everything, yeah. Merge complementary products. Pasta, sauce, and wine for Italian night. They already do that. Integrate physical products with digital experiences. Eye-level tablets showing recipes next to cooking ingredients. I have actually seen that, but it's not everywhere. It's kind of like there's a rep and they have like a little stall and they'll have like a little demo video and they're like, use beef cubes when you're cooking and it'll make it taste better. Often it's vegan stuff though, vegan and non-meat. That's what they're usually trying to do. So let's go to adapt. Adjust eye level zones based on store location demographics. So lower for areas with older population and higher for younger demographics. So if you've ever wondered why the cash point is really low, there's probably lots of short or old people around that area. It's kind of interesting. It's not always a mistake. Sometimes it's a feature, right? Adapt displays for time of day shopping patterns. Breakfast items at eye level during the morning and dinner solutions in the evening. Oh my God, that would be so insane to rotate the stock just because it's a different time of day. If you had robot shelves, it wouldn't be so hard. And then the M, modify. Install tiered or stepped shelving. Oh wow. So you you put a little step at the bottom so that short people can still see the same eye level when they get near the shelf. So you have tiered flooring. So nobody's short now. You know what I mean? That's not bad. Add rotating carousel displays. They do that for, perfume and jewelry and watches and things. Angled shelving to reduce neck strain. They do that with vegetables. Usually I only see angled shelving with vegetables and fruit. Magnify product information, larger labeling at eye level, modify shelf depth to prevent products being hidden in front row, enhance lighting intensity. Oh, it's somehow brighter over here. That's strange. So the P in Scamper is put to another use. So transform eye level end caps into testing stations where customers can sample or try products. Repurpose dead-end aisles to eye-level promotional zones for new promotional launches. Product launches. My screen just turned off. What the heck? Convert traditional shelving. Implement eye-level brand storytelling zones. And now we get to E for eliminate. Remove slow-moving products from prime eye-level positions. We see that. Eliminate excessive packaging that blocks visibility. Clear unnecessary signage and promotional materials. Interesting. That's an interesting one. They haven't figured that out yet. There's a lot of unnecessary signage, and so it's very cluttered. So that's interesting. Eliminate physical barriers. What? Like security devices that obstruct product interaction. Yeah, that's a bit of a high trust society one there. Okay, and then rearrange or reverse the final part of Scamper. Place complementary items adjacently at eye level to encourage impulse purchases. They definitely do that. That's like the gas station trick. Reverse the traditional layout by putting new and premium items at eye level in high traffic areas instead of established brands. Interesting. So by the fact that you've put it up with the good stuff, people are more likely to think it's also the good stuff. You definitely see these tactics at gas stations. Do you know what I mean? They put like the unknown chips next to the Doritos and you're like, oh, a new flavor. And then you realize they're not real Doritos at all. They're like Doritos. And you still paid $2 for the pack. That's cool. Reverse chronological displays showing newest arrivals first at eye level. I feel like they do that sort of thing in vape shops, but I don't really vape. I've just noticed it. Eliminate clutter, rearrange current inventory base. This is very, like you say, it's a pretty good output. So it's just Scamper. Now, the interesting thing about this is we can export it, get all the information. So here's the actual trace. There's the inner thoughts from the first agent. There's the web search. Here's the frontal lobe actually thinking about it with the dynamic prompt from the inner brain, I guess, the inner thoughts. And then here is the naturally spoken speech summary, which is turned off at the moment. But he's like, let me walk you through interesting ways stores can make their eye-level product displays work better. You know how stores put certain products right at eye level? Well, there are some smart ways to make this more effective. First, think about replacing the shelves with digital displays that can change throughout the day. That makes it super easy to update prices and promotions without physically changing anything. You've seen it in McDonald's. They used to have a printed menu. Now it's digital. They just roll out an update and the new menu's there, and it's all super high definition with video and animations and stuff. So they're just applying, he's applied that idea to the supermarket. It would be expensive for them to roll it out, but it would definitely push up sales. Might be worth pushing it to find scholarly sources when possible, but by finding papers from ArcSiv. Should we see if it can chain it? Let's see. We can cross-reference this essay with ArcSiv. Let's see if it can do it. Yeah. I don't even know what it'll do. Provide your report with URL citations at the bottom. I don't even know how technical, because this is just a cognitive research framework. So you never really know what he's going to come out with. And we've loaded him up with Scamper as well. Okay. So let's just come back to this one. Press escape and do /agents again. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's reloaded. Hang on. Clear. Yeah. Agents. I don't know. They all still say Opus on them, so I'm sure that they need to be reloaded or something. Because let me see. Yeah, we've changed it to use Haiku, Sonnet. Yeah, they've all been changed. So what is it? How do I update that? I've already got a Claude file. Doesn't he see it? Hang on. Ah, I have an agents file. Ah, okay. All right. /init. New Claude with code base. Migrate from npm as a. Okay. He should see all of the sub-agents and be like, oh. Let's find out what he does. Ooh. It says, Profi Prompter says, have you seen the paper from Anthropic? Poisoning attacks on LLMs require a near constant number of poison samples. No, I haven't seen that. If you could post it up in the group, that would be great. I'd love to have a little read on that. We're going to be doing a new feature as well where we take a look at stuff first on the show. But this sort of what we've always been doing isn't going to go away. It'll just go to the latter half of the show. So yeah, episode 300 coming up soon. So what's he saying? He's creating his Claude MD. Okay. So what has he done? He might have taken it a little bit literally. Cross-reference of the research, studies on automated shelf monitoring and product recognition systems, dynamic pricing, combine. He's still doing Scamper. He's doing Scamper with the citation, guys. This is nuts. It's so funny. So anyway, so by the time he gets to the end, he says, nudge theory, behavioral economics and nudge theory. God damn, you got deep. So if we keep going down, supporting research, he's done it. He has done it. You just have to reformat. It's like sort of formatted a bit strange. And if we come down to the bottom, we do actually have some. The links are bogus though. Look, they're all the same, aren't they? I don't think these are real. That doesn't look like a real. Wait, I'm wrong. It's the right link. Yeah, the sources are. They are. I was there going, that doesn't look like a real link. That looks like a hallucinated load of nonsense. Computer vision. Oh, okay, I'll shut up then. That's actually legit. So let me just see what's the next one here. This is a different one. It should be machine learning. Shit, it's machine learning. It's more, isn't this more of a search though? Isn't this more of a search for a category? Am I wrong? It says arcs iv list cs.lg/recent. Isn't this just any old article that's related to the thing? It's not actually a specific paper. It's just finding results from the actual paper content. Yeah, I think it might just be showing. I don't know. Like I say, it says machine learning. These are just categories. So is there actually is there a paper? No, it says to explore these details, use these search. Look, he's such a cheat. Use these search strategies. So if you want to look for a specific thing, you can just use search hacks. Look at him. He's a little hacker. But hey, maybe that's how he gets his information. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to argue. If it works, right? So yeah, if he wants to get math optimization, he just does this search and he gets math optimization. The latest papers. It's actually so powerful when you think about it, because it's like most humans don't actually go and look at this every day. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, you get the best stuff every time. We look at the cognitive trace and he's saying, let me tell you about some fascinating research on how stores optimize product placement, especially at eye level. Scientists have been studying this extensively, and what they found is pretty interesting. The big takeaway is that when stores use data and technology to optimize their eye level product placement, whoa, I just zoomed in. They can see some impressive results. We're talking about sales increases of 15 to 35% and customers engaging with products 25 to 45% more often. What's really cool is how they're doing this. They're using things like computer vision to track which products get the most attention, artificial intelligence to optimize product arrangements in real time, even studying how people naturally move through stores. For example, they found that if you angle shelves slightly, about 15 to 30 degrees, people can spot products 18 to 25% faster. They're also finding that less is often more. When stores reduce clutter and show fewer products at eye level, people actually make decisions more easily and are happier with their choices. This comes from research showing that too many choices overwhelm shoppers. Anyway, it continues. Research-backed study. It's kind of cool. Were there some more? Yeah, there was actually. You're right. Abstract. Quasi-modes. That's not real. Look, it's stellar astrophysics. He's made that up. You made it up. Let's see the next one. Multi-armed bandit algorithms. At the upper confidence bound. This is actually really funny. Just, citation needed. An evaluation of DNN architectures for page segmentation of historical newspapers. Do you think these are actually relevant? This is great. Let's see what's the next one. Hang on. What have I got here? Spin alignment of dark matter halos. Mad halos. Tidal torque theory. This is like completely, he's just source. I made it up. I also made up the numbers. They're real, but they're not related in any way to what we're doing. Hey, they are real. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to know more. Would you like to know more? Let's see. What's a bandit algorithm? Anybody know? What's a multi-armed bandit algorithm? Classical stochastic multi-armed bandit problem is the difference between mean rewards in the top two arms, also known as the instance gap. The celebrated upper confidence bound policy is among the simplest optimism-based MAB algorithms that naturally adapts to this gap. And then he starts going a bit crazy, you know. The multi-armed bandit algorithm, guys. You learn something every day. It says here, alternative proof for the O squirt n log n. That's a cool square root. O squirt. Anyway, awesome stuff, but totally unrelated to what we're doing. He's just, do you know what I mean? He's like, hey, I found a bunch of arc sieves, guys. Nothing to do with what we're doing. But that's okay. It didn't actually get in the way. He didn't go crazy and start talking about black holes or anything, so we're good. Sometimes you can actually see with this system in the memory shards. Let's see, what's it got here? If I go to that one and then zoom out more. What's he saying here? Yeah, he's doing scamper retail environment. It didn't get in the way. Reasoning, clear, context is just all about shelving and stuff. So yeah, it's clear. Anyway, good stuff. You can put any old system prompt in here. Let's get back to business. Blast off. Get rid of this. What's it say? Do you want to create the Claude? Yes, create the Claude. I can't believe he hasn't done it yet. A lazy boy. Are those just from the front page? I think it must be, yeah. That would be logical, Afix. That it would just do you know what I mean? Got the title for today's episode, mad #MadHalos. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's probably what it does, yeah. It's just the top 10 front page. It's probably skimming. And that's okay, because he's just using a perplexity search API. That's how that works. He uses Sonar. So it's not even the grounding. Big picture architecture. Oh my goodness. What's all this? Key sections. Project overview. Thing. I mean, apparently it's ready for use, but you could have fooled me. See, what you really want is like a demo mode where it will just run through them for you and show you it working. Let's update the repo first. I think is the best policy. Update the repo. Cognition-9, yeah, because now it's got like, I don't know, did I do anything? Yeah, we made all of the new tutorials, didn't we? Yeah. Okay. Oh, you checked and they're not from the front page. Well, maybe it did a search and it just put together because remember, he knew how to hack the search, so he might understand how to make the numbers be valid. Profi posted in general, the experiment results were, number of poisoned documents determines attack success, not the percentage of training data. Well, that makes sense, because obviously if you come in with poisoned context, yeah, I can understand that. But what it means is you've got to be careful when you're just scraping the internet for context, because what if you're scraping poison now, you know? Something to keep in mind, maybe. I haven't seen what form the poison takes, so I don't know what they're doing to, mess up. But to be honest, listen, guys, I don't really do that anymore. I tell him to reach into the depths of his soul and provide me with an answer. Honestly, I don't tell him, here's an example of user assistant, user assistant, user assistant. I moved away from that. I say, you will create the file named this in folder. And then he does it. Because the reality is, he knows what that is. He knows what that does. I don't. And the best part is, if he runs into a problem, he'll just dynamically add new steps. He'll go, oh, that didn't work. I'll fix that. I don't need to show him an example. He already knows. And what I've learned is that as you get deeper into the model, basically he's giving you a summary, a truncated summary every time. Every time you ask for an answer, there was a larger answer that he didn't give you because he had to get it out of the context window gap. You see, it's like bringing all of human knowledge through the eye of a needle. It has to come out in drips. And so he's trying to give you a good answer in a drip every time. And if you let him know that he can stream in sequence, you obviously get much more detailed answers, right? You know, obviously you've seen that if you've ever built a little chat window app. You know, the difference between one response and a streaming response is huge, okay? So it's the same kind of idea, right? Anyway, let's not get too into the weeds. Do I have Pisces in here? You got to watch out for those Pisces. They come around every year. Okay. Do not upload the PyCache. Okay. That's now done. Okay, so that means that in the docs we now have the tutorials and we have the full tutorials for every agent. Okay, so now how about we've got Claude running. Let's do the agents thing again. Agents. They all still say Opus though. I'm a bit confused about that. I'm guessing that this is cached. Whatever this is a cached file or something. Because certainly all of them have changed. So, yeah, if I actually go in and look at control agent, it's Sonnet. There are no, yeah. It must be the first time I looked it up. It's, is there like a thing to refresh? Or do you just have to do it again? Tab for thinking. What? Tab to what? Oh, it changes the color of the line. Is that all you have to know? That's interesting. Okay. So I'm going to say we have now initialized Claude code in this project, and the agents, the sub-agents are all available. We can now begin using the tutorials at tutorials to create a script which can demonstrate each agent automatically using a sample task for each experiment. Seems like something that you could probably do. We should also document a new markdown artifact which explains to users who download this repo how to run the automated test. How to run the automated tests. Sounds good to me. This stream is basically tech support for the ephemeral wind on the seas of change. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it and make it on a t-shirt. That sounds good to me, Afix. So let's see what else is being said, because I missed some chat right there. So, unironically, that's why CommonJS is better than TypeScript, since it takes 2 times as many tokens to generate TypeScript It's 2 times more likely to be wrong, not to mention 5 times slower, even though it shouldn't be. That's an interesting point. Good point. Afix says, have you pointed it at the right markdown file since it expected a different file name before? I hope I didn't move on really far from where I was before. I'm doing a bunch of silly things here. It will basically continue on the Discord later. We're going to continue on the Discord after the show. We do a little bit of after hours. Feel free to drop in and take a look. We're often in there just sort of chatting and drinking coffee for the most part. So let's see what we got here. We got, oh boy, it's going to make me a bunch of pies. It's going to make me a single pie. So, okay, build on test orchestration. So we've got phase 1 agent demo script structure. So because these are the different agents which I need to demo, right? Orchestrator, parallel orchestrator for the 3-source pipeline. Obviously, orchestrator is research and write. Simple. Parallel, all 3 at once. Sequential, 4 in a row. A, B, C, D. And then hub orchestrator was you have 1 at the top and then you have 3 running below, right? Then we have the the strategic planning, execution management, coordination, policy agent, researcher, so that would be that multi-level one, writer and critic reviewer. I'm not sure if the combined experimental stuff is in there though. I don't see. Yeah, go ahead and do it. I'll ask him when he's done it in the end. Okay. Go and find Bun Raku. NPM dev. Hello. Oh yeah, how's Doom coming on? I'm outside the game. Oh wait, there's doors now. Yeah. Oh. Bang, 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 bang. Got him. Okay, so now what? Oh yeah, okay. No, I couldn't quite get out of that. It's interesting though. You can shoot through it though. Ah, we're approaching Wolfenstein. We just don't have the graphics. Let me get my shotgun. Check my shotgun works. What's that red light? Is he shooting at me? Whoa. It was moving strange. Pistol. Got him. So anyway, that works, and you can go outside now. I say outside because it's just a black void, right? But what's my solution for not being able to do doors? Just have gaps in the walls everywhere. And then you can come in and out, you can get in the rooms and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a little bit tight though. Oh no, dead end. Anyway. So that's fun. Do we have my webpage? Do we have Bunraku back? Is she back? I think she died because I had to shut it down. There we go. She's back. We'll put her back on the classic. And it's going to be circle mode, I think. Circle mode. Maybe bring her back in a bit to there, maybe. Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. She's out of sync. There we go. All right, ladies and gents, that's the end of the show. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Thank you very much for putting up with me for another 2 hours. and I will see you all next time.
Alex, de WM-Minutes deal.
Ja, mi zmak sao. It's not smash the camera. Say mama, bye, whenever it goes miss. Just give it one again, like when you say you can keep it check. My bar, can't have a salt. Okay.
Just